See for yourself.
There's our Magnitsky Petition. We have the Jamaican flag, the scale of justice, and we have some broken chains there. We'll take off the shackles and chains off of the people of Jamaica. Now, what I want you to understand is this. This is the petition, but it's only part of the package. We need you to sign this document, and I'm going to go through it so you can see what it is that you're signing. I want you to sign this document because once we have enough signatures, and enough means thousands, once we get to that, we already have another package, which is the documentation. The documentation of human rights abuses in Jamaica, of kleptocracy in Jamaica, of corruption in Jamaica. And we are going to send the package to the EU, the Canadian government, the US government, and the UK government, as well as international organizations. It's not that it says, by signing this petition, you are standing up for transparency, accountability, and justice for the sake of our country, our citizens, and our future. You click on this. Here we go. It says, implement the Magnitsky Act to challenge corruption and human rights violations in Jamaica. We didn't put the kleptocracy there, but that's fine. And this is what says, the devastating impact of corruption, kleptocracy, and human rights violations on ordinary Jamaican citizens, particularly the poor and marginalized, is a stark reality. As Jamaicans who care deeply about Jamrock and our people, we are compelled to seek international assistance to influence the necessary change. Jamaica is ranked 73 out of 180 countries, 180 on Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index, that's 2024, indicating a significant problem with corruption. We cannot continue to ignore this issue that is so deeply embedded in our nation's fabric, affecting every aspect of life for Jamaicans. Kleptocracy, a government characterized by rampant greed and corruption, further exacerbates these issues, concentrating wealth among a small Jamaican elite while the wider population suffers. Moreover, human rights organizations such as Amnesty International have regularly documented allegations of human rights abuses, including unlawful killings, unconstitutional detention, and ill treatment by the Jamaican constabulary force. The Magnitsky Act, a significant law first employed by the United States, grants pertinent nations the legal framework to impose visa bans and asset freezes on government officials involved in bribery, corruption, and serious human rights abuses. Utilizing this act against Jamaican government officials is a vital step towards cleansing our system and embarking on a path of the promised good governance and justice. We therefore call upon the US, UK, EU, and Canada to review our claims and apply the Magnitsky Act to combat corruption, kleptocracy, and human rights violations in Jamaica. By signing this petition, we are standing up for transparency, accountability, and justice for all Jamaicans. Please lend your voice and help us bring about this much needed change for the sake of our country, our citizens, and our future.
Know for yourself.
How much time you ever hear the government announce a project and wonder why they must spend millions on this and not on that? Well, if you think there's nothing you can do about how your money is spent, think again. Jamaica's budget is more than just numbers. It reveals our biggest problems and goals, our plans to fix them, and what to prioritize. We can even call it a promise book of what will be done to improve our lives. Now, let's talk about the 4 stages of the budget cycle so we can understand how it works and get involved. Stage 1. Planning and review. The Ministry of Finance sends out a budget call to every ministry, which outlines the priorities and constraints to guide how those ministries prepare their budget. After ministries submit their drafts, the Finance Ministry reviews, compiles, and sends them to Cabinet for review and approval. Stage 2. Parliamentary debate and approval. The Finance Minister tables all budget documents in the House of Representatives. The Standing Finance Committee, which is all 63 MPs, sits to examine the budget documents, and each minister presents their budget and answers concerns the committee has. The committee's report is then tabled in the House, followed by the estimated expenditure, which is tabled as legislation called the Appropriations Bill. That's right, the budget of Jamaica is law. The budget debate formally opens. We have presentations from the Minister of Finance, the Prime Minister, Opposition Leader, and the Shadow Finance Minister. After their presentations, our MPs vote for or against approval. Like all legislation, it goes to the Senate for their approval and then to the Governor General for his royal assent. No later than March 31st, end of the financial year. Stage 3. Implementation. The new financial year begins and approved budgets are sent to ministries. Collecting taxes, borrowing loans, and receiving grants begin. And so does the spending. Stage 4. Budget oversight. Now, this is where citizens don't need permission to get involved. Throughout the year, operations and spending are assessed by internal auditors and the Auditor General's department that makes sure public entities are compliant with laws and that their financial reports are accurate. All Auditor General reports are submitted to our Parliament's Public Accounts Committee for review and cross-examination of public officials. The Ministry of Finance, Integrity Commission, and MOCA also monitor government spending to guard against poor financial management and corruption. It is our job to review these reports, check the findings in the newspaper, and look up if breaches are fixed at jampja.org. If not, ask your MP what he or she has done to ensure public officials are held to account. No more 9-day wonders. So, did the government follow through on their spending and investment promises last year? What promises will next year's budget have? How will they affect you, and how can you ensure that you get what is promised? For access to the national budget, check out JAM's easy digital version and contact info for your MP at jampja.org. Then link your MP and see what progress is being made throughout the entire budget cycle. Support JAMP. Let's do our job to make Jamaica land we love, Jamaica land we own, and Jamaica land we run well. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the European Union in partnership with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
Does Hector represent?
Hector? Boy, you look like you're heading on the clouds, man.
Oh, Athlin. Sorry, I just have a lot on my mind.
Haven't seen you for a good while. How's the new business?
My business? I wouldn't know.
How you mean? You sell it?
No, it's up and running. Bought the building, the equipment, supplies, got the license and permit. I even appointed a board and hired a CEO, CMO, CFO, every O. But...
Good. Things are going for you, man. So why you look so?
Well, nobody tells me anything.
Wait, I'm not following. Aren't you the owner and chairman of the board?
I get no sales, no marketing, no financial report, nothing. Board meetings are called, decisions are taken. Nobody invites me.
You cannot be serious.
Athlin, I'm here to transfer $1.5 million to the company, and I'm short. I have to send it every 3 months. If not, the board can sue me.
These are your employees. So if you have no idea what's happening and you're just pouring money in, then just fire them and get a new board.
If I could, but I can't. The contract I signed says unless I can prove, say them do crime, missed work 6 days in a row, or them mad like rat, then I am stuck with them until the contract expires.
So how long is that?
5 years.
5 years? So who prepared that contract?
Atina them same one write it.
Hector, my dear friend, I think I know how you could get out of that contract.
For real? How?
Go to court, tell them exactly what you told me, and plead insanity. With that the story, the judge will surely believe you and release you.
Now, Hector wants what is best for his company, his family, and their future. But he leave himself careless and can't hold his employees to account. But if we not careful, it's the same thing we doing. So we have to start behave like the owners, employers, and financiers we really are. Visit jampja.org and use our free online tools to track how your taxes are spent and to ensure greater accountability from public officials. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the UK International Development and the Embassy of the United States.
Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural Reconnection Rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Rattigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
See for yourself. Open your eyes. Know for yourself.
So you can play the music.
yourself. Open your eyes and know for yourself.
Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Everybody can hear me. Yes, no, maybe. Good now. Okay. All right, folks, listen. Sincere apologies for the delay. Technical difficulty. We had to we had an update, and when the computer updated itself, it kicked out a whole bunch of the things that we need to get the program going. So guess who was on the scene? Guess who came to the rescue? Of course, OT was there. Kevin, were you there? So big up yourself, Kevin. I don't know where Kevin was, but we called him and Kevin responded immediately. And now we're back on track. So let me welcome all of you and tell you how lovely it is to have you here with us tonight. Unfortunately, Dr. Ben won't be with us tonight. He has a commitment. Plus, he's having internet issues, so he won't be with us tonight. So, but Miss P, we'll turn on the phone and I can call and I can pretend to be Dr. Ben, and we can go through with but I won't give any advice though. I promise you. Especially on herbs, I won't give any advice. But on the other thing we talked about last week, I have a little bit of experience, so we can talk about that. Miss Philadelphia, I hope you're listening. Miss P, big up on yourself and all of the crew. Let me start off by saying, Elaine, big up yourself, big up yourself. Dorette said the internet today is not Saturday, today is Wednesday. Okay. Mike Reed. Yes, who else is here? All right. I got you, OT. Help me out there. Jeffrey Worrell. Yeah. David Webster. Joe Blogs. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. The mic fix up, man. Yeah, man. Dorette. Me. JM Master Songwriter. Miss B. Yes, 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 indeed. Noreen McLean. Good night to you as well. Rafe One, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mabadias, good night. How are you? Mark Peart, big up yourself, sir. Mega. Oh, ratifying a last minute ATR. Oh, you know, sir. Yeah, Mega, Brooklyn Seal. Patsy, good night. Hurricane Hattie, blessings. Paulette MacArthur. Good night to you. Cecile Phillips, good night. Petra, blessings. Good night. Andrew Pine, blessings. Damian Goss, blessings. One Indian, yes, sir. Thank you very much. Love the support. Continue to give me the strength. Anthony R, big up. Janet Monday, good night. Beverly, bless up yourself too. Thanks for being here with us. Antonio Barrett says Rattigan does international organizations include International Criminal Court. Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this, Antonio. The International Criminal Court, it requires a bit more effort than just a filing. And it's going to, for something like that, you require a fair amount of expertise and a lot of money. So when we say International Criminal Court, we would have to petition an international organization and have them do it on our behalf. But for us to do it on our behalf, it's going to cost a lot. But good question. Thanks for the question. Yvonne Riley, good night. Oh, make we talk. Hey, OT, what should I say if we can bring on make we talk? Hey, Jeffrey, if you feel like you can come on, because I'm going to talk about you tonight. That's one of my topics. And I don't know if you have the time, because I know you're busy where you are, but if you can't make it, that's fine. If you can, please give us a shout and OT will send you the link and you can join us, because there's something I want to talk to the people about that happened this week with you. I think it was Monday. I think it was Monday or yesterday. But if you can, please join us. If not, we understand. Yvonne Riley, good night to you. Carla Ebanks, bless up yourself. Barbara Giwa, one love. Blessings to you, Barbara. Sweeney, see for yourself. Oh, yeah. Open up your eyes, Sweeney. See for yourself. Don't make them fool you. Freedom. Bless up, freedom. Bless up. Patel Cruikshank. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Good to have you. Merlin Mollison. Yes, 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 yes. This is a place to be on a Wednesday night. You know it. Yes, Merle, big up yourself. ACLB. Yes. You fly past ACLB, OT. Miss B. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Okay. Greetings from Akia and Miss B family. All right. Thank you so much. Hope all is well. We're not afraid of any boy and the girl running, not even from the parliament. No, it's not the parliament, the Senate. I think that's where you want to make it specific, Mr. Tavares. But yeah, well, if you're not afraid, you can join us, you know. So, Damian Goss, blessings. Maureen Hines, thank you for sharing your time. Hey, no, you're welcome, Maureen. It's my pleasure, my distinct pleasure. And thanks for the support. Jeanette Letts, blessings. Karen Clark, good night to you. Mike Reed, this show should call Medical Man. Well, not tonight. Tonight it's going to be a different kind of show, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Daglish, bless up. Kenneth Campbell, good night. Good night. Anybody else, OT? Inel Cunningham, big up yourself. Thank you very much, Inel. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me. OT, see if you can link up Mr. Tavares. Him saying he can join us. Can send him the link. Or you can send me the link and I'll forward it to him. If you don't have his number. Okay. Yeah, anything else, OT? Charmaine, hello and good evening, everyone. Yes, big up yourself, big up yourself. All right, OT, anybody else? Yes, no, maybe? Let me pull this down. Okay, nobody. Okay. Oh no, you missed Donovan Burrows. She's okay. Inel Cunningham. Yes, Inel. Big up yourself. Okay. You send Jeff the link. All right. So when Jeffrey join us, and we'll just move on. Anyway, folks, listen. As I mentioned to you, Dr. Ben won't be able to join us tonight, so we won't be able to talk much about herbs and natural medicines and things like that. But last week we had a very lively conversation about intimate relationships. It was started off by Miss Philadelphia, and Miss P jumped in and stated her case, and it was very, very lively. If we want to do that tonight, we can do that. It's a free night. Every night is free around here, but you know we have more freedom tonight because we don't have Dr. Because if we had Dr. Ben, then we would focus on some herbs and things of that nature. But tonight, what I'd like to do is when we open the phone line, we can do some role playing. And here's why the role playing is so interesting. It's interesting because we're teaching, we're communicating to our people that accountability is important, and we've been stressing that ever since. But how do you go about holding someone accountable? And that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where we're trying to provide you with the tools so that you can, one, do the research, or do a little reading, or talk to some people who have done some reading, and then think about what you want to ask, and then formulate the question. But in there, see me. But what we don't want is, we don't want you to just jump out and just ask any old questions. Put some thought into it. And that's why last week we went over the clips with the clips of Senator Editor Morgan, because we wanted to show you how you asked people of his nature. When I say his nature, I'm talking about politicians, spokespeople, or spokespersons, how you ask them questions, because they're trained to take you wherever they want to take you. So now what you have to do is, you have to get to the point where you take them where you want to take them without them knowing. And that's exactly what we did with him, because he made some revelations. He made some statements that he shouldn't have made. And it wasn't so much about him, because that's not what we're looking to do. We're looking to get to the people at the top. So we're using his words, his statements, to hold them accountable, but also to use it as a vehicle to get to where we want to go. And I hope we were successful in doing that last week. But it's going to be a regular feature on this program, where we're going to teach you how to interview people, how to interrogate people, how an interview can turn into an interrogation, depending on how you structure it, depending on what you want, depending on who you're talking to. Now, let me tell you about next week, Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. The following Saturday, I have confirmed the appearance of one of my dear, he's not even a friend, he's a brother, Gamal Abdel Hafiz. Some of you have seen him on the program before. He's a trained interrogator, trained by a whole bunch of three-letter agencies all over the place. And you will hear him talk about what he did with Jamal Badawi. Those of you who remember the attack against the USS Cole in Yemen, the primary person responsible for that attack, Gamal actually interviewed him along with another FBI agent and got him to confess, say certain things. Also, Gamal was the person who discovered the very first terrorism cell in America, up in upstate New York, the Lackawanna 6. I don't know how many of you remember that. So he's going to come and he's going to tell you, he's going to share some of his techniques with you. He's a private investigator right now. He's retired. But he's going to come and he's going to share all of that with you, because I want you to understand this thing about interview and interrogation techniques from every possible angle, because I want you to be able to approach anyone, particularly your politicians and public figures. I want you to be able to, first of all, not be afraid of them, and two, ask the relevant questions. But before you can ask the questions, you have to do some homework. You have to do a little bit of homework. There are ways you can ask the questions without doing any homework, but if the conversation goes on for too long, then you'll be found out, that you're a 2-minute wonder. Beyond that, it will show that you didn't prepare properly. So that's why I'm urging you that if there's a subject matter that you're interested in, that's affecting you, your family, your community, by extension, Jamaica, and you want to talk to somebody about it, there are ways that you can go about gathering some basic information, and then you have to structure your questions. So not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we're going to have Gamal Abdel Hafiz here, sharing his wisdom, sharing his experience, his know-how with us. And I guarantee you that we're all going to be smarter just by listening to this man. Now, this Saturday, a few days from now, we're going to have on, I've shown you 2 South Africans already, young men, young to the political world. They're going to be, I have their names here. One of them is Leon Jacobs, and the other one is Ashley Sauls. We've shown some clips of them grilling public figures. We're gonna do some more of that this Saturday, and I'm gonna narrate the thing for you. I'm gonna walk you through it, and you're gonna see how you're gonna see that's one of them is very prepared. The other one is prepared, but there are areas where he's not prepared in, but you will see how he asks his questions and rattled the public figures. You'll see. We're trying to get them on the program, but there's a big time difference between here and South Africa. So I don't know how successful we will be, but we do have them on tape. So this Saturday we're going to play that. So that's going to be the first segment. Oh, by the way, programming change. What we're going to be doing this Saturday is, instead of having Kevin won't be on, by the way, folks. He has a commitment. So we're taking Kevin's slot. So we're going to go from 3 to 10, but we're not going to go from 3 to 10 straight. We're going to break it up into segments and take breaks. So we'll do one segment on interview and interrogation techniques where we'll play the videos, we'll talk about the videos, then we'll take a break for about 15-20 minutes so people can use the bathroom, refresh, and then you'll log on, we'll come back, then we'll do another segment. We're planning to do a segment on, we're going to call it, I don't know, Ministry Week. We're going to do a segment on the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. And you're going to be shocked when I show you some things. You're going to be shocked. We're also going to do a piece on the manifestos 2016-2020. And then we have a segment we're going to do, it's miscellaneous. We're going to show you some things that people have said that they shouldn't have said. We're going to show you some lies. We're going to show you some misrepresentation. We're going to show you some trickery. We're going to show you some guile. We're going to show you how them try to fool people. But they will not fool you, my people, as long as we're here. They will not fool you. Trust me. Because we are going to get you to the point where you won't need us to identify them. Because we're going to do practicals around here. Like I said, we'll start tonight and we'll just do role playing. And then you can ask the questions and then you can see. And if you remember, I don't know, 2 months ago, Miss P, I pretended, and Jeffrey was here too. I pretended to be the Prime Minister and they were asking me questions and it got heated. Because remember, I was trying to deflect, distract, all of that. And they were trying to keep me, locked in. So we're going to do some of that tonight. Now, let me start out with Mr. Jeffrey Tavares. I won't play the clip. No, I'll play the clip on Saturday. But Mr. Jeffrey Tavares, good night, sir. Good night. Can you hear us?
Good night, Mr. Rattigan. I can hear you from Negril Point to Moran Point, and the Senate of Jamaica is hearing you.
Outstanding, sir. Good to have you with us. Now, you had an encounter this week. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
I think it was Monday.
It was Monday.
Yes.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let me just ask you, and people, just keep in mind interview and interrogation techniques. Just whatever subject matter we're talking about, just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind and focus on it, on how we do things. Now, Jeffrey is what you call like a friendly witness, right? So I don't have to box him in or anything like that. I can ask him an open-ended question like, Mr. Tavares, tell us what happened on Monday.
On Monday, I was listening to my good friend, Conrad O'Brien. And he was talking, I think his topic was about issues facing Jamaica and the politicians of our country. And I called in. And when I called in, I started talking about Jamaica's sheriff, because he's the new sheriff in town.
1 second, Mr. Tavares. Hold on 1 second. Andrew Pan was asking, how can I get the 2 hours you did on the Prime Minister? Yeah, that was done on Reggae Global Radio, not YouTube. Andrew, just remind me, please, on Saturday. You know what, OT, could you please write that down for me? That Andrew is asking. I'm sure other people are asking, how can they get the 2 hours we did on the Prime Minister with Mystic? So we have to get that from the radio station, but then we have to cut out the music if we're going to put it on YouTube, which we plan to do. So Andrew, you'll be getting that segment fairly soon. All right, thank you so much. Sorry to interrupt you, my brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I called into the program and I started talking about the lies. And I will say this publicly again on this platform. And I dare anybody to come and put in a lawsuit against me. The lies that Marlon Morgan continue telling the Jamaican people. All right? I said what he needs to do is to go down to St. Elizabeth, see what is going on down there, because the people of St. Elizabeth still hasn't have any relief from the Beryl hurricane. Some people still don't have any house, still don't have any roof. And I hung up. By the time I hung up, he called Conor O'Brien. Flary, you must withdraw it. He has to withdraw it or apologize to me. Well, hell will freeze over first before I apologize to you. He demanded Conor O'Brien to apologize. Conor said you could reach 550,000 years old. You're not getting an apology from him either. We can verify, we can tell you the amount of lies that you have told the Jamaican people. But I think what happened to Marlon, Mr. Rattigan, I think the goodly senator is upset because, according to him, some PNP surrogates cornered him on Portland Spice TV. And when we cornered him, he ran off and said he has to go and do something. He doesn't have to go and do anything. And that is what upset him. So what happened now, his other cronies within the Labour Party is saying, my God, you went into an ant's nest. And because he was on Portland Spice, he was disrespecting Mr. Rattigan, and we take him on that too. So Marlon Morgan is upset with us because we take him on of the lies that he's telling the Jamaican people. Go ahead, sir.
He's upset with us. Is he upset with moi?
Oh, yes.
I haven't done him anything.
Yes, because what happened, he believed, because he keep on saying he's the new sheriff in town. He's the new... And by the way, Mr. Morgan talking about Sue. I want the senator know that when he put a Sue, I can put a counter Sue against him, because he's going to tell the Jamaican people in a voice note that myself and others will rather swim in the blood of the Jamaican people. What does he mean by that? I am not a violent person. So what do you mean by that?
Okay, Andrew, I'll answer that when we get the thing for you. No worries. Let me just say that anybody can sue anybody.
Indeed.
Anybody can sue anybody. You just have to, the difficulty is proving a case. And I'm kind of surprised that Mr. Morgan would be so effusive about suing anybody, because as a person in the media, for as long in communications, for as long as he has, I'm sure that over the 15 years, I believe they said that he's been involved, that he said some things that he wish he had never said, some things that people could misconstrue, as straying from the complete truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure over 15 years he said something that, in retrospect he said, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. For example, I'm sure when he said that, look, when you ask him the question, Senator Morgan, have you read your manifesto? And he said, Jeffrey, I edited the manifesto. No, that's not I'm not saying that's a lie. I'm not saying it's a misstatement. All I'm saying is that if he could take it back, he wouldn't say that, because now he's going to be the brunt of several stories we're going to do on the manifesto, because he said that he edited it. Now, I don't know anybody who edited any publication, any story, or anything like that. I didn't know anything about it. Plus, if you're a spokesperson, you're supposed to know. So we're going to do justice to Mr. Morgan. And everything that we find that is incorrect with the manifesto, we're going to ask him to explain. Now, what's interesting is that when you ask him, he said, have you read the manifesto? Have you read your manifesto, singular? And he said, I edited he used a definite article, the manifesto. Now they have two manifestos that I'm interested in, 2016, 2020. And I'm not sure which one, when he said it was just a figure of speech, but he actually meant both. I'm not sure. So I wrote to Mr. Morgan this week, and I said to him, listen, I plan to do a segment on the manifesto, on manifestos, and I just want to know, which one did you edit? Did you edit the 2016? Did you edit the 2020? Or both? Please let me know so that I can provide attribution. I can give you credit for the one that you said that you edited. He has not responded. However, the question that we asked him about the desalination plant, that came from the 2020 manifesto. So I think it's safe for us to say that he edited the 2020 manifesto, because the question that we asked him came specifically from the 2020 manifesto.
But Mr. Rattigan, the gentleman did not specify, says it 2020, 2016, sir.
He did not. But the question that we asked him, the question that ruffled his feathers about the desalination plant or plants, that information is in the 2020 manifesto. But there are ways we can go about providing attribution. There are ways we can go about discussing the manifesto without accusing him. And we know he's not the only one that's clever. We're clever too. So that's not a problem. But I just want him to know that he should not go around threatening people with lawsuits. I would say to him at this point that if you're planning to sue Mr. Conrad O'Brien and Mr. Jeffrey Tavares, I would give you 1 week to do so. And if you can't do it, then you need to apologize to them, because you can't leave these gentlemen's reputation out there hanging, saying that you're going to sue them, and people now hear that and they're saying, okay, if you're suing them, then they must have done something wrong, and they're waiting for the other shoe to drop for you to sue. So go ahead and sue them, because you have said some things about me, and I haven't mentioned anything about lawsuit. You claim that I'm antagonistic to the Andrew Holness-led government, and then you went further. You said, in effect, I want to bring down, and that's a very serious charge. When you say that somebody is, and you mentioned me, you mentioned the program, and yet still, I never mentioned anything to you about lawsuit. So I think there might be some credence to what Jeffrey is saying, that you're upset, and that's why you felt the need to lash out, and you came out and say you're going to sue them simply because they said that you lied about something. And also keep in mind that, and I don't know if you're a lawyer, but if you're not, this is free legal advice. Truth is a complete defense to any allegation of defamation. Write it down, Mr. Morgan. Let me go slowly. Truth is a complete defense to an allegation of defamation. So, if somebody say, you don't look good, and you don't look good, you can't recover. If you don't look good, you just don't look good. And that's the truth. So I hope you understand that legal principle, that truth is a complete defense. So if you claim that they said that you lied, all they have to do is find one statement where you actually lied. That's all they have to do. Find one statement. And your claim will be defeated. And you'll look like a moron. And not only that, they can actually file a countersuit against you. So I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Morgan. I wish you'd come around here and let us have a civil discussion. But you seem to be running, dodging, ducking, hiding. I don't know why. Jeffrey, you promised Mr. Jeffrey Tavares that you'd go on this program. You already told me that you're not coming on my program. We are going to survive without you. No, we're going to survive despite you. And in fact, we're going to survive on top of you because we're going to beat you like a drum because the things that you have said, and we're going to play them. We're going to continue playing them. And don't forget, that manifesto is like a millstone around your neck, sir. You should have never said that. But you see, in your ego got the better of you. And when and when Jeffrey Tavares challenged you and said, have you read your manifesto? Instead of saying, Jeffrey, leave me alone. Or I don't. No. You have to show that you're the smartest one in the room.
Yeah, man. He's the sheriff, the new sheriff in town.
The new sheriff in town.
That's what he said. He said, and I
guess he doesn't know about, I guess he didn't hear about Bob Marley's song, right? And not only that, a new sheriff in town, I hope he understands that he has to respond to a president who shares the name of Mr. Tavares. I hope, I'm not attributing any relationship there, but I just hope he knows that he has to respond to a president, right? So I don't know where and in fact, Mr. Morgan, just so you know, this week you occupied some of my time. I know I'm taking up space in your head, but you occupied some of my time this week because I filed a couple of ATIs about you, and I hope to get information from the ministries where you worked, because we're doing some stuff on you. Since you are the new sheriff, we have to figure out who appointed your sheriff and did they know about your background when they appointed you sheriff and all that. So we're doing some things. And also, I just want you to know, and all the government people watching, that big ATI I filed 2 days ago, the one that went to all of the ministries and the 2 offices, I did that because of what Mr. Morgan said. Because of what he said on Portland Spice TV.
Yep.
So, and now I'm getting responses from them because now they have to do a whole bunch of digging up now of records. And all of it is because of Mr. Morgan. And Mr. Morgan is going to pay dearly for what he said and what he did on the program. And I will repeat, he went after me by saying that the new police commissioner is far better than I could ever.
Yes, we could ever be. Yes.
Yeah, I could never be as police commissioner. And let me repeat. Hear me out carefully, people. Mr. Morgan is correct. He's correct. I agree with him. But like Isaac said, context matters. Perspectives matter. If I were in Mr. Morgan's shoes, of course I would say that. You know why? Here's why, from my perspective now. Dean Roy Bernard, Grace McLean, Ruel Reed, they were all at the Ministry of Education. Mr. Reed is under charges. Mr. Bernard was identified by the what's her name?
The FID?
No. The Auditor General.
Yes.
Grace McLean was identified by the Auditor General for their involvement in monies that went from the ministry and they don't know, there's no account.
Disappear like Sammy Mouth.
Yes. And so, Mr. Morgan, and guess who was there at the time as a special advisor?
The sheriff, the new sheriff in town.
He was there. And if I were the police commissioner, I wouldn't be waiting on the Integrity Commission. You know why? Because there is concurrent jurisdiction, meaning that some of the things that the Integrity Commission can investigate, the JCF can investigate.
Yes.
They don't have to wait on the Integrity Commission. I would be investigating. And I'm telling you this, the fact that he was there and he occupied, he meaning Mr. Morgan, and
Yes.
he occupied that position, that consultancy, that advisory position, I would be interviewing him as well to find out about his involvement. And if I found out, if the evidence led me to believe that he was involved in anything that went on, he would have been charged. He would have been charged.
So that means, Mr. Rattigan, he's correct by saying that you're not the police commissioner. If you were the police commissioner, then you would have charged him.
If the evidence,
yes, evidence is there.
if the evidence is pointed in his direction, yes. So he's right. He's right. I would be no good. I wouldn't be a good police commissioner for. I wouldn't be a good police commissioner for a lot of them, because a lot of them would be in prison right now. A lot of them would be in prison. So I agree with him. So that's where we are with Mr. Morgan. The manifesto. We're going to go through the manifesto point by point, because people, I want to understand that this is a contract that the government executed with the people of Jamaica. They said, here is what we're going to do. You give us your vote. And in the 2016 manifesto, I went back over it. This one page, I'm going to show you. One page, there are about 12 things. Here people talk about the 100-day promises. On one page, I can show you 10 to 12 things that they promised. And then today, I was doing some research on the Minister of Legal Affairs and Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Ford, Minister Marlene Malahoo Ford. And she said, I'm going to play it, she said, JLP government, anything we promise, we deliver. We don't talk about that we intend to do it. We do it. So we're going to pull up the manifesto and say, okay, well, these things weren't done. How you explain these things? And we're going to start with the editor first. Then we'll move to the ministers. Then we'll move to the prime minister. And when I say editor, I don't know whom I talk. So that's where we are. Now, let me tell you something about this government. And Mr. Tavares and I, we have a good friend who's watching the program. As they say, a die-hard labor right. I don't care, die-hard. He's a friend of mine, no matter. I have die-hard PNP, die-hard Up Jamaica, die-hard MDM, die-hard. I have die-hard all parties.
Even die-hard, you never dare move.
Yes, we have friends all over the place, and we respect their position, but we have lively discussions with them. And there is one of them. I have to give him credit though, because whenever you talk to him and he sees the light, he will admit, but then he'll tell you that I'm still a labor right, and I'm fine. If he's fine with it, I'm fine with it. But this Saturday, we're going to show you how to play with your mind, how they misconstrue the facts, how they twist the truth to tell you all kinds of nonsense. We're going to show you this Saturday, and we've edited it down now, and that's why we're doing segments, so we don't have a whole 10-hour straight program, whatever. We do segments and we'll come back. So if you want to find that segment, you just go right there and you get information. We're going to show you, and I mentioned it last night on Mystic, that when the Prime Minister said no new taxes have been imposed on the backs of the Jamaican people in my administration, we're going to show you that what you believed he said, it's not what he said. We're going to show you that. And we're going to show you the documentation, not just, critiquing what he said without any documentation. And the documentation is going to come from Where? It's going to come from the government. We're going to show you that. When the Prime Minister said, no new taxes have been placed on the backs of the Jamaican people in this JLP administration. We're going to show you that what you thought you heard is not what he said. But what you thought he heard is what he wanted you to understand. We're going to show you that. We're also going to show you that when you hear them say, this is the lowest unemployment, and you know, Jeffrey, I have to tell you this, I'm shocked because I see the PNP agreeing with them, you know. Agreeing with them when them say, this is the lowest unemployment in history.
As a matter of fact,
I think it's 3.4 or 3.6.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the opposition leader agree with them and they're knocking the desk too.
We're going to show on Saturday that it's not true. It's not true. When they tell you that the unemployment rate now is the lowest it's ever been in the history of Jamaica, we're going to provide clear and convincing evidence to you that it's not true. And the words that will convince you, they will not come from the mouth of Jeffrey Tavares. They will not come from the mouth of Wilfred Rattigan. The words will come from the people responsible for collecting the statistics since 1968.
The Statistical Institute of Jamaica.
Exactly. And you're going to hear what they say about this idea that it's the lowest unemployment in the history of Jamaica. They're going to debunk that. Andrew, yeah, no, we not get a chance to set up the meeting when they met, but it's not far from go, you know. But you're gonna see what we're talking. And like us, and like Miss Curiosity Kid said, I'm kind of surprised that the PNP actually, at times I hear them agreeing with this nonsense. I hear them. And it's wrong.
Sorry, Mr. Rattigan, it begs to ask the question though. Is the People's National Party, are they getting their figures from the government, or are they investigating the figures? The figures are true.
Look, that's a good question. I don't really know to answer.
Yes.
It's a good question. Here's what I suggested. I suggested a long time ago that, look, on behalf of the people of Jamaica, we need to have a strong opposition. Whether it's JLP or PNP or any other party, we need to have a strong opposition. And I contend that in order to have a strong opposition in this, as I said, this dispensation, what we need to do is, what the PNP should have done is, they should have gotten the PNPYO, the young people at the university particularly, and picked like the top 4 ministries, and assign maybe 10 people, or if they don't have enough, maybe 4 people to each ministry, and say, listen, I want you to go back, I want you to do complete research on these, file ATIs, read reports, look at interviews, whatever. Go back to 2016, and then we want you to compile a report. Then when you finish with the report, we need another set of eyes to come in and verify the information that you have collected and analyze it. And then we need to present it in a format so that our executives can have a meeting once every 3 months, a town hall meeting, so they can tell the people of Jamaica what's going on with a particular ministry. And they can just call it Ministry Week or whatever they say. And they say, next week, we're going to be talking about Ministry of Justice. And then they say, okay, from 2016, they got it. Here's what's been going on over there. And then inform the people of Jamaica. That's what I would have done if I were in charge of the PNP. So what would happen? You keep the young people, you keep their minds active, you keep them engaged, and then also you inform the public on a regular basis. And by doing that, you become more visible.
You know, Mr. Rattigan, that's a very good idea. I know they listen to us. Right now they're at a town hall meeting in St. Anne. I was bringing it live, but The internet service continue to freeze them, so I just cut the live feed. And they're having a town hall meeting. They have the opposition leader. They have Professor Floyd Morris. They have the opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, and also Dr. Is it Kennedy or Kennedy or something of the sort? His name is. He's there too. But the idea that you threw out a while ago is a very good idea, and I think personally, I think they should start doing it from now, because if they're going to have town hall meetings, they should have town hall meetings with a lot more facts than what they have.
Yes, yes, and they can't have a talk. You see, it's typical Jamaican response. What do I mean by that? We react. We're not proactive.
Yes.
We don't look ahead and say, this is what's coming down the pike. Let's prepare for it. Let's do something. We wait for something to happen. So what you see happen is that when they have a town hall meeting, what happened? Something happened. And they have a town hall meeting to discuss it.
Yeah.
And we're saying, no, think beyond that. This is what, and to Andrew Pine's question, this is what a fusion center is about. It's about emerging trends, emerging threats. It's about looking way over yonder, way ahead of yourself, to see what's going on there and start making preparations for it. So this is something that they should have been doing. And I don't know why, but for reasons best known to them, they've decided not to do it. Now, here is something, now, people, that you're going to be shocked. Prepare for the shock. My people, prepare for the shock. Now, you hear them tell you that, and I'll pull it up here. You hear them tell you that crime is down, and this and that, and the devil knows what. Now, they tell you that in 2023, they had 1,405 murders. Yes. And I tell you that in 2024, they have 1,146 murders. Decrease. 200 and something murders. Right? I am here to tell you, my people, that it's a lie. You heard me. It is a lie. That number is incorrect.
So why would you do that?
I have the true numbers here.
Okay.
I have the true numbers here. And on Saturday, I'm going to show you how they hide the numbers, how they cook the books. I'm going to show you. I will contend that I know more about, I'm closer to what the actual number is than most people in Jamaica, including people responsible for managing crime in Jamaica. I have the numbers here. I have the numbers here. And what I can tell you is, go back and look. They'll tell you that it's 1,146 murders committed in Jamaica last year. It's not true. It's simply not true. They're lying to you, people. And I'm going to show you, as I said, I'm going to show you how they've moved dead bodies over here, dead bodies over there, some here, some there, some there. And in fact, I was told recently, and I say it proudly, from a senior member in the Ministry of National Security. They said, Mr. Rattigan, I want to thank you because you are the catalyst. They use that word, catalyst. You're the catalyst for making some changes around here. Some of the things that we've been doing over the years, we've been doing them incorrectly. And thanks to you and your ATIs, We are making changes. So, and I can tell you this. You see that number they give you, the 1400 and sorry, yeah, the 1405 for 2023. That is not the correct number either. It's higher. The number for last year, 1146, it's higher. But I don't want to give it away. I have all the information here. I don't want to give it away. I want you to tune in Saturday because we're going to do a segment on this. And I'm sure they're all going to be watching. They're all going to be watching. They're all going to be watching. And I'm going to show you how evil and manipulative this government is when it comes to relaying true crime statistics to the people. You hear them tell you, sleep with the Prime Minister said years ago, you can sleep, you know, this party is a party of law and order, and you'll be able to sleep with the windows and doors open. Don't do it. Do not do it. If you really care about your life, don't do it. When I show you the numbers and I show you the categories on Saturday, and then you know what I want them to do? I want them to come and deny it. I want them to come and deny it. Say, Rattigan, I don't know where you get these numbers from. They're wrong. I want them to come and deny it.
But Mr. Rattigan, I started by cutting you in your presentation here. Have you realized that none of them, not once from the Prime Minister come down and the new sheriff in town, cannot come on this program and my program, any other program, and debunk anything that we're saying?
No.
Nothing.
They won't.
But yet they'll go at Jamaica House press conference and said social media is spreading propaganda and fake news.
They can't.
You know something, Mr. Rattigan? For example, today I got a breaking news about a tiger let loose, a little tiger cub let loose in Jamaica. Did you know that no news organization carried that thing until 5 o'clock this evening? And the JDF is saying that animal has let loose from 1 o'clock yesterday morning.
The JDF, they two are a laughing stock. Don't forget the story about the chicken, the container chicken will fill off the thing. We didn't even talk about that yet, you know, to debunk that. We didn't talk about that yet. Right? We have stories from the DPP. We didn't even talk about. We didn't have time for even go to she yet.
Mm-hmm.
This week alone, people. Today's what? Today's Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
I've filed 10 ATIs already. 10. 10. I'm going to file them 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to file them right through the day, right through the night. Whenever I get an inspiration, I just get up and file an ATI. They import the lion cub. It was illegal. It was what illegally.
It was based on what we're hearing. It was 7 parrots, 2 monkeys, and a little tiger cubs. That was illegally coming into the country. The JDF intercept a vessel off the south coast of Jamaica at 1 p.m. yesterday, 1 a.m. yesterday morning. Or this morning, or whatever morning it was. And they did not alert the media about nothing. The thing is let loose in St. Elizabeth right now. So
but
people...
No, finish up.
So people from St. Elizabeth who's watching this program, our family members, be very careful. If you see this thing, do not approach it. Do not approach this thing if you see it. Call 911 if 911 is working. It's another thing again.
No, 119 or 911. One of them.
119, sorry, 119. Thank you, 119. That is if 119 is working. I look for the JDF number and call JDF.
Look, the journalism cadre has been compromised.
Big
Not
time.
all of them. I wouldn't say all of them, but
No.
a lot of them compromise. They can't write stories anymore. I have friends who used to write, journalists in Jamaica, you know, and they quit because they said they were approached and told what to write and that they would be paid. And them said, no, we can't do that. And them said, well, if you can't do that, then you have no business here.
Yep.
So where's the independence? You come and tell somebody I want to write a story and here's how much I'm going to pay you, what I want you to say. There's no independence there. And that's why people have to depend heavily on social media.
And that is why I am ashamed of News Talk 93 FM, and I will call them out publicly. I'm ashamed of them. And why I'm ashamed of them? They allow a propagandist to be on their station spreading lies to the Jamaican people. And when we go on the station to talk the truth, oh, we're gonna sue you. Because he didn't want the Jamaican people to know the truth. So when it comes on to media houses in Jamaica, that's what Mr. Rattigan said.
Well, let me tell him something.
Go ahead.
Editor, Senator Morgan, if the clothes we are wear are for you, sue Jeffrey Tavares. Sue him. So because you come, I heard the tape, you know. I heard the tape. If you want an apology or otherwise legal action. I heard the tape. Well, both gentlemen said they're not apologizing. So sue them now. Sue them. Make we see you sue them. Yeah, laba, your mouth. Sue them.
Yes.
Go ahead and sue them. If you think you're smart as you are, go ahead and sue them. Sue them. And if you can't sue them, you know, I tell you right now, your boss is looking at you as a big failure. Your boss is looking at you and said, the boss is looking at him and said, look, I put this man out there for relay my message to the people. And he might tell people about him or sue them and things like that. How that going amplify my message? The people now hear my message. They might hear about some personal thing him have with these two gentlemen. If I were your boss, sir, I would remove you effective immediately because you're useless. You're useless to me. If I'm your boss, you're useless to me. I need you out there talking about the good things that I'm doing. You're out there telling people you're going to sue them.
You know some.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, he's making it personal now. And so I have no use for somebody like that. That's why I keep asking, where's the Prime Minister finding these Morgans? These Morgans are doing Morgan things. Yeah, they're doing Morgan things.
I was going to say it to you a while ago.
Where is he finding these people?
But do you realize, Mr. Rattigan, that the first Morgan, the Minister of Misinformation, anyone know what happened to him?
I think I've asked Diego. I've asked Diego out. I've asked Diego. But they got rid of the first Morgan.
Yes, and they bring another Morgan in.
They replaced him. But listen to this. They replaced the first Morgan with two people. Dana Morris Dixon and Marlon Morgan. And
at least Dana not as cool as Marlon.
She doesn't. She not shot down the spotlight. She does the postcard briefings. But again, she's giddy. She's useless over there. Watch her, people, on a Wednesday morning. Watch her when they do the postcard briefing. She has no clue what's going on. This lady is lost in space. She has no clue. Right? But the first Morgan was replaced. They replaced him with two people. And the two people, in all honesty, in all sincerity, with all respect, them don't make one. The two of them. At least have a little bit more respect for the first one.
Yes.
I'm more to come of respect because what would happen is that if him can't, you get him in advice and him can't answer a question, and we'll say, okay, let me look into it and I'll come back to you. And then him not come back to you. You'll never hear.
At least he's looking into it.
He'll say we'll look into it, yeah. But you know him not come back, you know? You know him not coming back. That's the clue for say, I don't know, and I'm not coming back to answer any questions about this. I don't know and I don't want to know. But these two, them just jump up and down and start talking and all kinds of foolishness come out of their mouth.
And this one here, no, you know, he just used some highfalutin word that he don't have no context when they talk about. He does a chat, the chat has some big word he use as if nobody can use big word like him. I'm like, you're there to talk to the Jamaican people and you're using all these big words. Do layman thing.
Yeah, Donovan Burrow said, Ratty, I know you're working hard for a better Jamaica, but are the people of Jamaica listening? Donovan, here's the thing. I think the question you're really asking is whether a lot of people listening. I think that's what you ask, because people are listening. People are listening. And we're making headway. It's slow, but we're patient. And so that's why we say if only one person can get the message and spread that message with a neighbor, we're well on our way. We're well on our way. We didn't start out thinking that, okay, all of Jamaica going to love us and going to support us. No, I didn't start out that way. The way I started out is the way I've been continuing, which is to present the truth to the Jamaican people. And every make a muckle. You touch one person, that person touch a neighbor, that neighbor touch a friend, that friend touch a relative. And before you know it, the word start to spread.
Indeed.
We're talking about groundwork. That's what we're talking about. Because listen, a lot of the things that we see around here, they're not sexy. When I say sexy, meaning they're not salacious, they're not dramatic, you know. And so Jamaicans, by and large, we love entertainment. And so for you to sit down and exert a certain amount of discipline and listen to what's going on, it takes time. It takes time. So what we have to do is we just have to kind of like be patient with ourselves, and we have to be patient with our people. Because we know. And as OT said, present the facts and let the Jamaicans decide. We present the facts and we tell them check out the facts and we let them decide. That's it. That's all we can do. We can't force people. Can't force people. And we will never force people because it's a free society. And we encourage free thinking. We love people. I tell you, one of the things that I love to do is by the way, I was told by a very, very senior JLP operative this week that they have a name for me. They call me Radical Rattigan.
Oh, God.
And if what I'm doing means I'm radical, I gladly accept the name. Gladly accept it.
But before we go any further, Mr. Rattigan, I want to say good night to the producer of this program. The producer of the Reason Rattigan program. I got something in my chat a while ago that somebody can't get away. You better hold it down. Somebody can't get away.
Well, we're going to be also another thing we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about constitutional reform. Remember last week we had Professor Rosalie Hamilton on, and she was on Jeffrey's program on Monday night. Wonderful woman, scholar, extraordinaire. Really, really, she's on top of this issue. But we're going to approach the issue from a different perspective. We're going to approach the issue from the perspective of wasted taxpayers' money. You know, yesterday we had the minister doing her presentation, the sectoral debate. She did her presentation yesterday. I'm watching it right now, and I'm telling you, it's difficult to watch.
Pure nonsense.
Yeah, and you know why it's difficult? It's difficult because I'm watching her and I'm saying to myself, what a ripoff. What a ripoff of the Jamaican people. And here's the thing, Jamaican people. And I'll tell you, when we say these things and we talk about it, you say, well, what's the relevance? What's the connection to me? How does that help or hinder me from putting food on my table? And you don't realize that everything that government has done, is doing, will do, as far as expenditures, it's your pocket. It's your pocket. And international aid and loans. That's where it's coming from. Indeed. Government have the money. It's your money they're spending, and money that they should be investing in the communities.
Yes.
Yes, they're putting it in these ministries to boost up them friends' careers. I will show you where the Prime Minister and the government said in 2016, no new ministries. And in the same document, they establish the ministry of the one where economic. Yeah?
Where the former ambassador is in?
No, not that one. They established with name economic
economic job and growth creation.
Yeah, they establish it. Same document. What them say, when I establish no more ministry, they establish that ministry. And
they also established the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee.
A few years later.
Yes.
That one was 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in 2016, then when the same year they said we're not going to establish because we want to be efficient. 2016, we want to be efficient and effective. So we're not going to establish any new ministries. In fact, we may look to collapse some of the ministries. So we have fewer ministries, more effective parts of the ministry, right? Make them more efficient. And then in the same year, they established this one where you just talked about Jeffrey. And then in 2022, them come and they establish another one. And guess what them just don't do now? They have taken, ladies and gentlemen, our worthless, and I say this because there is proof positive of this. They've taken our worthless former ambassador, Audrey Marks, and put her in charge of the Jamaican Doge. You know, I want to know what Doge is. Doge is what Elon Musk was in charge of in America, Department of Government Efficiency.
Yep.
They've said they're putting her in charge now to make government more efficient. Remember, they've been saying this since 2016. I will show you.
Why not?
2016, they said they're going to make it more efficient. 9 years ago, they're going to make government more efficient. And now they just put somebody in charge, somebody who's useless. They're going to put her in charge. And if you watch her interview, you see that she's not a leader. She's not a leader. She's a misleader. If she's a leader, if she was a leader and talk about efficiency, you know what them should ask her on the program? Them should have said to her, well, what about the people who couldn't get them passport in America who wait all a year to get them passport?
Under her watch.
Yeah, under your watch. Since you're so efficient. What happened to you and Pika? Why not couldn't work it out so people could get them passport? That would be efficient. If somebody pay for them passport and get them passport within a reasonable time. But when you pay for your passport and a year gone by and you can't get your passport, that's inefficiency. How come them not ask her about that?
And also, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And also, since I put her in charge of that, why is it that she don't come out and tell the people of Jamaica, the pensioners of Jamaica, and Jamaicans who live overseas who can't get their pension, why they can't get the pension? What's going on in the Social Security Office?
Yeah, and don't forget, Jeffrey, since 2020, she's been promising to get the travel advisory down from 3 to a 2.
And until now, it can't go down.
And she have all kinds of meetings, and it went nowhere. She go up on our program and tell all kind of nonsense. I talk about crime when the issue was health. You know, she talk about crime when the issue is supposed to be health. She talk about health when it's supposed to be crime. People, this lady confused, and they put her now in charge of efficiency.
Yes.
You see what kind of government we have, right? And so when people come to me and tell me, oh, you need to talk about the PNP, I said, tell me if the PNP appoint anybody to make the government more efficiency.
Before we go any further, Mr. Rattigan, there's a question that came up on the screen that when the new Prime Minister come in, can he not pick any members from his party? No. Under the Constitution of Jamaica, well, he can pick a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. But based on Jamaica's political history, they have never done that. I think I've done it once in Jamaica's political career, in political life rather. But Mark Golden will be picking members of the PNP from his PNP clan.
Yeah, because it's not about who's the best person for the job.
No.
It's not about that.
Nope.
It's about tribalism. It's like, this is our party and we're going to pick people from our party. Even though you might have a man over there who is eminently qualified to do the job.
Yeah.
And that's why they have to change the system. That is the system we've been operating under since 1962. And they're going to have to find a way to change the system. Similarly to how I say that if you go and represent people, you should live where the people live.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't come across well with, but it don't come across well with politicians. But for people, regardless of where they live, I'm sure the majority of Jamaica would agree with me and say, no, if you're going to represent me, then you need to live here with me. You need to experience what I'm experiencing. When something goes wrong, you need to feel it. You need to hear from me.
Mm-hmm.
Most
like
people
the late Danny Buck in St. Elizabeth. He used to live in St. Elizabeth. He's from St. Elizabeth. He used to live in St. Elizabeth. When they're having problems in St. Elizabeth, he's having the same problem too.
There you go. There you go. So that really should happen. It should be mandated. It should be in the Constitution. So we're going to talk about that, all of those things on Saturday and many more. And as usual, we're going to provide, when we tell you things, we'll provide the evidence. We just don't tell you on the top of our heads and just say, believe us. No, we'll show you and we'll tell you where you can find them. So that's where we are. Barbara said the government's scared of them. And so they should. Yeah, Barbara, them have all kind of name for me, you know. And in fact, Jeffrey Tavares and I, we have a very dear friend, the same friend we mentioned earlier, who said to us, why don't you guys just shut down an operation, wait till after the election, and then you can criticize the government? If them win, because him said, we not create havoc, we not cause problems, and we don't want that. Him said, we want the JLP to run for another 5 years. And I said to him, hell no. Why would you want that? I said, you can want it, but do the people want that? And I said, so all I'm doing, I'm presenting the facts to the people. Let the people decide. Him said, no. We're not talk too much things now. We're not bring up too much things. We're not dig up too much dirt. We need to just leave the people alone. Let us talk to the people, us meaning the government, talk to the people. And then after it finished, then say, then they can come and then they can criticize us. But it's all joke. It's all joke. So again, people, this week we're going to be talking about Morgan. We're going to be talking about interrogation and interviewing techniques. We're going to be talking about no new taxes. We're going to be talking about Minister Malahoo Ford. We're going to be talking about police statistics. We're going to be talking about manifesto. We're going to be talking about constitutional reform. You're going to love the program this Saturday because, like I said, it's going to be done in segments. So we'll do a segment and then we'll take a break and then we'll come back and then we'll start. So you get a bathroom break, a lunch break, or whatever break. And then also it makes sense because if you're looking for a particular topic that we've discussed, instead of going through 5, 7, 10 hours, the segment will be there. So you can just pick your segment. Right. And then, that's how we're gonna be doing the program. And also we're gonna open the phone line. Oh, I forgot. There's one other thing we're gonna talk about. We're going to have a presentation on cryptocurrency. And we're not going to endorse the product. We're just providing a platform so that people can talk about the product. And then it's up to you to decide whether you like it or you don't like it. But we're going to open up the phone line so that you can ask questions. So the last hour or so, the phone line will be open on Saturday. Remember now, we're going from 3 to 10, but we're going to be taking breaks. But we're going to open up the phone line so that you can call in, because I'm sure a lot of you will have questions to ask about the police statistics or the no new taxes or the manifesto or constitutional reform or cryptocurrency. Most of you will have questions about that. So we're going to open it up because we think it's only fair that you get a chance to participate in the discussion beyond just writing, because some of you don't want to write. You want to talk. So we have some housekeeping rules. One of them is when you call in, keep in mind we only have one line. Please be considerate. Formulate your question before you call, and then call. State your question succinctly and respectfully. Just hang up and then listen to the answer, because lots of people we suspect will be calling, or we'll anticipate people calling. Lots of people calling, and we want everybody to get a chance. So what we don't need is, we don't need any speeches, we don't need any lectures, we don't need any of that. Just take a few minutes, and when I say a few minutes, I'm talking like maybe 2-3 minutes, 2 minutes, and just state your question. That's all I'm asking them. Just be respectful of the fact that other people want to participate as much as you. So let's all give them a chance. You and I, let's give those folks a chance. All right, we're going to open up the phone line now, because wait, what's going on? Oh, we'll open up the phone line. Oh, by the way, I know that some people from Manchester want to call in. So the number at the bottom of the screen, it's a WhatsApp number, 667-369-8569. That's 667-369-8569. The phone line is open. So one can call now, people. Miss P, where you there? And Miss P also means Miss Philadelphia. So, Jeffrey, talk to me. What's going on?
Well, so far, apart from the tiger letting loose, or whatever let loose in Jamaica, same old, same old. The people are still crying out for justice. And as you said, where there is injustice, where there is no justice, injustice everywhere, something like that. You know, Jamaicans all over the place is waiting for this prime minister to call the election, and that is why I said on my program with our good friend Professor Rosalia Hamilton, is that we at this time in our nation history, we must demand that they have fixed election date. It cannot be that we must wait on the base of a prime minister to call the election. The time has come for all of us to demand fixed election date. Mr. Golden, if he does come in, he must put a fixed election date for this country. It can't continue like this.
Well, you know, the election, I suspect that it will be called, the earliest will be July. And here's why. There's a CARICOM conference to be held in Jamaica in July. And Prime Minister Andrew Holness will be sworn in as chairman of CARICOM. I don't think and they're planning for it right now. So it's kind of hard for them to plan for CARICOM, the CARICOM conference, and at the same time plan for an election. And it could be embarrassing while you have planned for the CARICOM conference, you plan an election and you lose the election. And then, you know, and then also the opposition party is not even prepared for this, because they're not the ones doing the planning. It's the government doing the planning. So it would be a bad reflection on Jamaica, because then they would have to hurry up depending on when the election is called. Also, the chairman of the Caribbean Court of Justice will be sworn in. And I don't remember the justice. I don't remember his name. But he's going to be sworn in as well, which is a big thing for Jamaica. And it's kind of ironic that the prime minister, they don't really support it, but then they have to support it at that time.
Makes no sense.
Right. And what's even worse too is that, what's even more ironic is that he'll be sworn in by whom? By the Governor General, who supports the King, and you know, the King and the Privy Council. So it's all a mess.
Very confusing, sir.
Yeah, so I don't think the election is gonna be called before. It could surprise everybody and do it before, but it looks unlikely at this point in time, simply because of the activities planned in July.
If I may answer this question here, You said the Westminster system.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, there, friend. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from? Miss B, talk to me. Talk of the things. What go on? No, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I love the introduction so much. Could you please repeat? When I said a while ago, welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Well, this is me calling from Jamaica.
Ratty, the system is very low though, Ratty.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on.
I don't think you might not coming through loud as you used to, you know.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Miss B. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Well,
Go ahead now.
this is Miss P calling from Jamaica.
Check out the bass.
Go ahead, Miss B.
Why is it? Only person I got in Jamaica, a lot of person. You see, one of the most embarrassing things at Jamaica. And you want to turn up a Usain Bolt funeral. Usain Bolt's father's funeral. What an embarrassment. Every time it's a Ratty, when the Prime Minister, his surrogate, they put their mouth. It's just a destruction. Margan, we say, we Andre say, I put a chicken and syrup in there. I come right up in Jeffrey. Eh? I don't know what I would say. No, Ratty. You born here. And you listen as a young man, and you're foreign, and trying to say. For a well-thinking person, really take up the island mark and have put in it. You know, she's everything, man. Everything crashed.
You remember what the song said? Look, they know everything crashed.
Because to me, as me tell you, I'm going to university. But to be a police officer, a soldier, a politician, me know say you can't be a thing to. Me watch for the video and say, the past Prime Minister of Canada. I true though? Yes,
it's true though.
A man telling to take himself right in front of himself. And anybody get on there, nobody not play no mind.
Can I speak my speech, Miss Kate?
Big man are firing, hold the mic after something in our meeting. And if they have Trump, Bradley and not here. I mean, if the Trump say, no, go soon, I'll be not having the mighty. And the next thing, I say, I'm doing my thing. Two young ladies there from England.
Yes.
But them have Jamaican family roots here. And they got incident with them and the police at Orchards. The fellow said, all part of the company. What is happening in Jamaica? And you know the worst part is, after them calling, after they made it, carry that document, and then sitting the British personnel, they start to pinch and a half of them tea and biscuit. No. Nobody's supposed to use police. We love our police, man and woman. Because if we never call them, but we couldn't be here. But Ratty, you is retired FBI. So equally is a police. But you're going to do more investigating probably. Right, but I see a line of duty. And you know, to say the Jamaica constabulary force down to nothing. I met a young policeman, small and structured. And me say about that country pretty we know, that's the church we know. You ever see when a rat drop in an aisle? You ever see when a rat drop in an aisle? But in my dead. I saw in the cloud wishing. Imagine a rat drop in an aisle. I saw in the cloud wishing. And I can tell you, the fire I have, it gone, it had where old, beginning. But that is a God make everybody. But listen mentality. Many of a conversation. Because to everywhere, him supposed to do certain things that he might be like him argue. So may I make him know, say, guess what? You represent the Jamaica Constable Force. When it comes to firearms, you must be more, you're a trained person to make a fire. And me say something to you in confidence, and you know what I for me because you are police or effort and everywhere, but right now, me man yourself. So me determine who go down there and who come out and who not to go. If you people and nearly the car, and he must say, sorry. Hear what the young man to do. He like this commissioner. Listen to him. He love this commissioner. He said, why? He said, why not getting up here? He said, no, sir, but we can't block up man up with more time. He said, young man, what you say? He said, yeah, me, I'm around and keep on boy, and nobody can. And nobody, and he can't tell you. I turned to him and said, looking at you, you could be my son, my age. But let me tell you something. Once a police, twice a civilian. Okay? And you have family. He said, yes. He says, not for what is happening. And when you know happen, if that should happen to your parents, your brother, or would you nobody can be brother? Oh, because I'm a steal. Let me tell you, say, I respect you. I love you too. But the mentality we are, get it out. You must be a policeman, do your job, do it with respect, and until the day God call you home, people will love you. Even when you retire, you are not trained to go there, abuse people. You are out there to uphold the law. And even if a person commits a crime, that person or those persons do not commit against you and commit against the state. I'm not saying if you go on a mission and a person comes to attack you, or come attacking with knife, cutlass, gun or one, and you have to take him down. Take him down. But make when you take him down, it is justified. That is what we are saying. Okay? So you don't go there and beat up people. So what I'm saying to tell you that is where the mentality of these people act. So the good policeman, the majority of them gone. And the few that in the court are suffering in silence because of these young ones who go there and do bad things. And then the people take the one paintbrush and paint everybody. Ratty, they're telling you, if me out around me, so I'm police, me I tell you, me walk fast.
Yes.
You have nothing to say, me walk fast. We're afraid that one time you could have run to the police if there's any problem. But no, you know, nobody will take the plan to yourself or take for yourself. Because the police are in a bar, you can't know the police, you can't get lost, you know what's number, so the mat, and Jamaica kind of cold place. And the man have balaclava and stop this. You understand? So, what is, we don't know what we say. We want to advise and told the political change, a turn, it's not a turn, a turn, as soon as Mark Golden in our sentence, but people are watching from me tell you. You see, when you win, you need expertise like Ratty from the diaspora to give you some strategy on how to train the police and bring back things to basics. That is what we want in our country when it comes to the police officers. We want the fusion center, we want everything. We want police and people to live. And that is how crime is gonna go down. Okay? So we know in the center now, in there watch, but people go watch them telling. And the next thing is that Mark Golden, the diaspora people then must have a seat in a parliament. And we have beg with the diaspora. We want that chain in supermarket round. We want that chain in pharmacy. And chain anywhere. We want to not come here for invest in the country and make Jamaican people life better. Mark Golden alone can do it. We want a minister of diaspora or a senator of diaspora or whatever diaspora, I mean, from like, what a mighty thing that. So when therefore them come together and then have a hotel and employ Jamaicans and they know the plight of Jamaicans and they go pay Jamaican food and we are going to live happy. We are going to live now with house, we are going to buy with car, and we are going to pay and sleep and we bed. We're tired of foreigners coming in our country and tell them to invest, abuse people, take the money, cars and foreign. We want people who have been grinding and have been moving and in bread around the sun. And that the person feels comfortable to come home and Jamaica to enjoy Jamaica along with the workout. So we want that chain of hardware, we want that chain of supermarket, a chain of pharmacy, a chain of all feed, everything. A chain of farmer where we get farmer tool and this and that. We want that from the diaspora. We are begging up. We are begging up Mark Jeffrey, Sick Golden, and all the unknown come together and get the diaspora in Jamaica. To work hard to Jamaica, we have a better country. With that, I yield back and come back to class.
All right. Thank you, Ms. P. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, Mr. Rattigan, Miss P said some stuff a while ago, and I sit here and was listening to her, you know. Our nation can become a better nation. And one of the reasons why I say this, I'm not saying that anyone should do anything to, as what Marlon Morgan said, that we plan to overthrow government and all kind of nonsense. Not like that. Our nation can come better. And when I look at what is going on in that African country there, and that young man come up and decide, say, hey, my country come first. If all of us, every single Jamaican, could put this piece of rock in the Caribbean Sea first, the gem of the Caribbean, and don't put a political party first. And that is why politicians don't like us around here. Because we're not going to put any PNP in the JLP before Jamaica or Jamaicans. And that is why Jamaicans must come together in this defining moment in our history. This election will be the most consequential election in Jamaica's history. And we all must go out there and vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but we must go out there and exercise our fundamental rights. Go out there and vote.
Okay.
Vote because this country depends on it. The change that we seek lies in the two palms of our hands. It don't lie with the People's National Party, the Jamaica Labour Party. The change that we seek have to come from us as a people. And when they call the election, go out there and vote. Vote as if your life depends on it. Mr. Rattigan, I yield back to you, sir.
Yeah, you know, I'm just reading what editor, Senator Morgan wrote to me. And he said, the government is open to criticism. Is that so? Is that so? Says the government is open to critique. Is that so?
He wrote that to you a while ago?
He wrote it to me back on April 15th.
Yes.
Yeah. He said the government is open to divergent views. Is that so? Because anytime you express divergent views, anytime you express criticism, anytime you express critique, them label you as an antagonist, they label you as trying to bring down the government.
Mm-hmm.
After that sentence, he says, however, a program characterized by commentary that smacks of an unjustifiable and unreasonable agenda to take down the government is not prudent to countenance. Meaning that them not pay much attention to this. It's not something where them can embrace. Unjustifiable and unreasonable agenda. Commentary that smacks of an unjustifiable and unreasonable agenda to take down the government. Now, if the government is doing well, if the government is acting in a responsible manner, what am I worried about people that take them down for? You don't have to worry. If you're doing good, you just continue doing good. You don't have to worry about anything like this.
And if you're doing good, you don't have to go there and spread lies like how you went to the Parliament of Jamaica, the People's Parliament, you went to Marlon Morgan and said that the Jamaica teachers are living better than ever living their life. They have cars driving. The students can't even play in the parking lots because of so many cars, high-end cars. Come on, what Jamaica are you living in?
Look.
What delusional world are you living in, Marlon Morgan?
Look, I know that this man, he's not well. He's not well. I don't think he's well. I think he's delusional because listen to what he said. Remember, he went on a program with Raymond Price. He was debating Raymond Price. And he said something about antecedents. Didn't define it, but then he went on to say that the prime minister at the time that the most critical juncture, I guess, is that the prime minister was not the owner of the house didn't have any financial interest in the house the development up at Wycliffe Close, right? Mm. And then when I challenged him on it, he heard. Then he came on and said, on Portland Spice. See what he said? Mm-hmm. He said, Mr. Rattigan, nobody's saying that the prime minister didn't have an interest, at the time the construction was going on. And he just give up the prime minister. If I'm the prime minister, I would say, what the hell is this guy saying? Does he realize that he's saying I'm guilty? Yeah. Because he's saying that at the time the construction started, I had a financial interest, and that was when the violation was committed. What kind of man is this? Who put him out there? But I said, no, man, call him in. I'm surprised he's still talking right now. I don't know how much longer they're going to let him speak, but we love to hear him speak because the more he talks, the more garbage we hear.
And that's the time we now can debunk him and tell the Jamaican people the truth. And what is his problem too, Mr. Rattigan? He never expected to go on a mainstream media in Jamaica and say what I said. Because he knows many Jamaicans don't have internet access, or if they do have internet access, they don't have enough money to pay for data and whatever. So when I went on News Talk 93 FM, it just pissed the living out of him. That's why he came up and, but he believes that he can shoot us cash at anybody else.
Well, folks, listen, the phone line is open, so if you don't call, you really can't complain. It's like if you don't vote, it's kind of hard for you to complain if you don't vote.
Let your voice be heard. Call in now. 1-667-369-8569. We're listening and watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is Wil Rattigan. Call in now. 667-369-8569. That's a WhatsApp number. Call in wherever you are. Call in right now. We can take your calls.
Yeah, because I mean, this is for you. This is your time to come now and express yourself, whether you agree or you disagree with the things that we're saying. But if you don't call and if you don't vote, think about it. People died so that you could have the freedom and the right to do this. Caller, thank you for calling. Welcome to Wil Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, New York, I'm calling from.
Okay, sir. Good night.
Yeah, Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan.
Yeah. All right. You know, I'm not with that topic.
Yes.
The last time Mark Rubio at Jamaica, Owen stand beside him, and he Owen said, Jamaica was deficit in doctors. Now the 70s, doctors, Jamaican doctors, not the white people and the Indian and the Chinese and Cuba. Jamaica never have any, 80s we never have any, 90s we still not have any. 2000, we don't have nothing, but all of a sudden now here people talk about Jamaica have doctors and then they America work. Me want the Jamaican memory at Jamaica tell me which part of America then they work. And none of them, I lie them tell. And the nurse them to why you tell me which part. Then the in America I work. And it's a lie. And the lie don't have to stop tell a lie. It's a shame. This is 2025. Jamaica can't put it between us. We don't have a medical school. This man called the program one Saturday and I said, in that in a medical school among support. We want to know which medical school feel that in at Jamaica.
No, man.
Scam.
No. There's a medical school. UWE has a medical school. I know people have been there.
Just start.
No, man.
How long have you started medical?
Long time. University
no,
of
man, medical school in a UWE long time, man.
Years upon years. There has been a medical school at University of West Indies for many, many years.
But me that Jamaica was school in the 80s, I was kids in the 80s.
It was there.
I forgot Trinidad to come
No.
In the 80s, so me that Jamaica in the 80s, and I go PSC. I forgot Trinidad to come med school. You sure that?
No, sir. You had a medical school for many years there, sir.
You sure? And
yes, sir.
How much people graduate from the med school? All right, since Jamaica, how much people graduate from the med school in Jamaica?
A lot of students going from med school in Jamaica. A lot, and that is why I can tell you this. Hold on for me, sir. That is why even Dr. Steve Tomlinson from the Cayman Islands went to the medical school at age 17 in the 1950s. So you had a medical school for many years, sir. Hello?
No.
Come on. Go on do your research, sir. You have a medical school for many, many years, sir.
Okay, so
Dr. Figueroa went to that medical school too.
When a medical school started, we did in 2000?
No, sir. No, sir.
What was the name of that medical school?
Pardon me?
You're not a man of a PhD doctor and like an MD doctor.
I am telling you, sir, a lot of medical students.
Sir,
hold on for me, sir. Hold on for me.
And I tell him, you have to go. So we know that for fact.
Go and do your research, sir. Jamaica has a medical school for many years. A well-renowned doctor in the Cayman Islands who has a medical practice.
All right. Hold on. Donovan. Yeah. All right, let me read you something. The first medical school in Jamaica was established in 1948.
Thank you.
With the founding of the University College of the West Indies.
Under the white people.
It no matter which under. You said there was none until the 80s. Yes. That's why you said no matter which under. But the medical school in Jamaica was established in 1948. And it's still there. Yeah.
No, I asked a question already. How much people are graduate from it?
I will have to look into that. But remember, remember, before we start, let's not jump about the graduation rate. Let's agree that Jamaica is a medical school. How about that?
Well, you never say you're wrong. You never say you're wrong. But my knowledge, when you have a case in the 80s before we come to America, you're right. Then say to go medical school, you have to go to Trinidad.
No, what happened is that your relative might have gone there for a specialty.
No, them tell all of us that, when we have a cases, if you want to go medical school, we do have 1 year, you have to go to Trinidad or Barbados.
It depends on what medical field you're going in. You have the St. Augustine campus of University of the West Indies. You have the Mona campus, and you have Kville campus. It depends on which campus you want to go. And a lot of doctor, Dr. Sidney E. Banks, graduated from University of the West Indies Medical School. Dr. What's his name again? Dr. Hacker, a dentist. Graduated from the medical school at the University of the West Indies.
You talk like others 5 or 10 people graduate from medical school at Jamaica. And it's a medical school running up.
Sir, then go and do your research then. Don't argue, go and do your research then.
Medical school is one simple school, You just have to go 4 years, you got the 18 credits. After that, sit at MCAT, and then you get accepted in a medical school. It's not difficult about medical school, big man. You understand me? So when you tell me about doctor this and doctor, I like 5, 6 people here nearly a card. Jamaica should have at least 10,000 doctors already. I don't know that. Medical school are simple mathematics. Nursing school are simple mathematics.
No, medical school are simple mathematics, sir.
Nurse?
Medical school is not simple mathematics.
You don't say that. You can read and become nurse. And then have a high school diploma in Jamaica, but come take a GED and become a nurse. What you say? A simple mathematics and you think credit because they're MCAT, man. A simple mathematics, man. Calm in yourself, man. If you don't know nothing, man, just chill yourself, man. A simple mathematics, 18 credit in a 4-year college to go to the MCAT, and after you pass the MCAT, they try to get accepted into a medical school. If you can pay it and go. A simple mathematics, man. Stop talking like expensive and a difficult place to go, man. A simple math. High school America, simple math. You don't have to have a high school diploma, high school degree. All you need is a GED and you become a doctor. In America. A GED you need. Go to a 2-year college. Or do chemistry 1, chemistry 2, bio 1, bio 2, anthropology, sociology, and philosophy. Pass that and go to school. Do your MCAT and you get
all right, Donovan, let me read this something. What on in 4 years, right, between 2012 and 2016, 947 medical students graduated from the Faculty of Medical Science at the University of the West Indies.
All right, you say, but this time I said to talk like matter of India.
Yeah. Father, help me, Lord.
All right, my brother. Anything else you want to link with you?
No, we should fix Jamaica school problem. I think from mathematics and then immediately I've done it like that. So now it's just something difficult. So fix that, man. All
right, well, when you have a plan, maybe you can come on as a guest one of the Saturdays, then, man.
No, you don't tell already, to change it. You have to move from 11th grade to 12th grade and take out the 6th form, because 6th form is garbage. Remember, I'm just a 6th form and garbage, turn all 6th form like 2 years associate.
Oh, yeah, you did mention that.
Waste of time.
Yeah, you did mention that. You did
mention that. Waste of time, that. Waste of time. Radical, make this man know that half of Jamaica will come here, GED them up and become nurse, engineer, and everything. Half of Jamaica will come here, DED them up. Then have a high school diploma from Jamaica come here.
No, go so.
And really well them come here and get a GED and become nurse, engineer, some will become doctor too. With a GED. So at this thing at Jamaica tell people about, okay, so people going on chance, people going to 6 at a bullshit. I didn't know that. I just pay for that. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. We keep that at Jamaica. Go to that. Me have 7 slaves and I waste of time at Jamaica. I'm come to America and make education and unify. No go with no bullshit. I educate the people and I start talking about bullshit.
So So Donovan, what's your profession? You're an educator?
No, you do government work.
Oh, okay. All right.
You understand me?
Right.
Right.
All right. Well,
work for the part of the treasury, the department.
okay.
I mean, the time I said, Jamaica, not pay enough taxes to run the country.
Right.
Something that when we knew about.
Right.
You understand me? So you just school up and just start telling them about things and just you can learn and get the right education. Let me tell you something like that. If you know them at Jamaica graduate with a 2-year degree, you know much improvement at the country there. With a 2-year degree, you know much things that are much things that are super smart with their home.
Look,
LP and nurse.
No,
some pre-med students, some pre-last students, and everything, you know.
No, listen. And everything is me agree, you know, but the part where you talk about the two-year degree, like I said, them got to 5th and then the last 2 years we get them involved in some kind of vocation, profession, or something like that. I mean, it's something worth exploring. We're not gonna discount that. It's something worth exploring. You know that? Yeah. It's something worth exploring. But anyway, we have a run left, but thanks for the contribution. Here, sir?
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself. All right, cool.
Mr. Rattigan.
Tune in 667-369-8569.
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan. To become a medical doctor, you have to complete a bachelor degree from medical school, with a doctor of medicine, and that can take 3 to 7 years. 3 to 7 years. So you can't have a high school diploma and become a doctor. It's utter nonsense.
So yeah. All right. Marisa, my patient. So like, oh, Nareen. All right. Well, look, all of you out there who find what Donovan said different, then call in. We are gonna leave in about 10 minutes, and if we don't get any calls, we're just gonna leave in about 10 minutes because it's 10 to 11 right now, and we're not getting no calls. So I guess everybody's satisfied with everything that's going on. Everybody's good. So we can just, and now that we give the schedule for Saturday, we can just kick back now and relax and just prepare for, I was gonna say explosive, but I don't want to use that word around here. Prepare for an insightful Saturday because we have a lot of things to talk about. And like I said, we're going to try a new format. We're going to do segments so that if somebody would like to go back and look at a particular segment, they don't have to watch the whole program. They can just watch a particular segment, and then that's that. Which I think it's a very convenient way of watching the program. But you know, you live, you learn. We're a new kid on the block, so it is what it is. Big up yourself, producer OT. Big up yourself, producer Joan. Tigo, my brother, stay so. You know you're there, I watch you still, and you know what I'm saying? I kick up dust. So, Jeffrey, you having a parting word because we'll lock off now. You having a parting words?
Well, my parting words is this: that we must continue speak through to power. We must continue encouraging our people. And by the way, how long is it? Pardon me?
No. Go ahead. I'm just looking to say. Now just looking so many people signed the thing, but go ahead.
How long does it take to become a medical doctor? It takes up to 11 to 16 years. Depends on what field of medicine you're getting into. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you and thank you all for coming on.
No go so fast. What we have the people is that we have to play this thing, huh?
On Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, and it's
here we go.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural Reconnection Rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Rattigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
See for yourself.
Yes, people, this Saturday we will have Jamaica sound so we can give an update on where we are with this reconnection rally. And we're going to need some funding for this. So we're asking you to be charitable. We're also going to have a fundraiser. I think the following week. We're going to have some music. We're going to have not a clash, we're just going to have a musical extravaganza with none other than a man called Shaka from Portland Spies. Oh, come on, I'll play against Kevin. And by the way, Mr. Wildman, Hugh Wildman, he have a session this Friday at the Police Officers Club. It's a Mother's Day event, and his sound system will be playing, and he's planning to join us for the fundraiser. So, you know, we'll have Mr. Wildman, we'll have Shaka, we'll have Kevin, and I'll just moderate the thing. So, but we needed to come and we needed to doing it, because we have to make this thing work. We have to make it work. So that's one. Two, the Magnitsky Petition. People who are waiting to get the signature so that we can send off the work product. You see what's going on in Jamaica with the unjustified killings of a lot of people. We're not saying all of them are unjustified, but a significant number of them people believe to be unjustified. So much so that JFJ went out and protested last week. So we have to do something about it. And remember, the Magnitsky is not only about gross human rights violations. It's also about kleptocracy, and it's also about corruption. And we know we have those things going on in Jamaica on a regular basis. And if you don't believe me, just go read the report from JAMP, which JAMP got JAMP's report is an outgrowth of the Auditor General's report. And just go read those reports and you'll see the type of corruption being conducted in Jamaica on a regular basis. And if you really mean Jamaica well and you really want to take a stand, we're not promising you that it's going to happen. What we're promising you is that we're going to try. And so we need to get the signatures up because we need that show of support. Because remember, this is not a protest where you have physical bodies there. We're asking you to add your signature to the list, to show that you care about Jamaica, to show that you need change, to show that you want to be a part of the change. We talk about changing Jamaica, transforming Jamaica, and then when we ask people to say, okay, put your signature where your mouth is, that's the end of the conversation. And then some of these people turn around and say, well, we're not doing anything. And we say, we have to do it together. We have to do it together, people. So get on board. Please, I urge you, I implore you, I beseech you, sign the petition. Sign the petition. You sign the petition, nobody will know that you signed the petition. When I say nobody, those of you who are afraid of Jamaica, the Jamaican government knowing about it, they won't know. You sign the petition, it will go to a foreign government saying you have the Magnitsky, you have the power, and so we're asking you to exercise that against the corrupt politicians in Jamaica. That's what we're asking. And I don't think it's asking too much, particularly when we know that Jamaicans are suffering under the yoke, under the burden of this repressive government. We know that. We know that. And you know what? I have some other things that some mid-level JLP people have sent to me regarding why, because they asked me, why is it that only now we see that they're killing all of these people, they're killing a lot of Dons? Why? And they gave me the reason why. They gave me the reason why. Oh, Charmaine is asking, how many times can I sign? OT, how many times can you sign? I think it's only one. Because you have to put down, I think you put down some details. And so they see it, I guess, because of the algorithm, or the logarithm, or the tropical rhythm, they'll pick up that sign already. So,
but also, Mr. Rattigan, I must also remind the people not to donate to change.org. Do not donate to that. What you need to do is go over to the One Legal Jamaica Defense Foundation and you donate over there. Do not donate to change.org when you sign the petition. Do not donate to there. Please.
Yeah, we've been saying it, and people are still making donations over there. And then some people, there's a complaint that some people don't want to sign because they're saying that you have to pay to sign. No, you don't have to pay to sign.
I went and signed
it. You sign it and you just move on. That's it. Your donations should be sent to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, not to change.org. So wherever you're going to sign the petition, the Magnitsky Petition, do not make a donation there. Go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation website and make your contributions there. And your contributions, as I said, they're going towards a worthy cause. It's this reconnection rally, and you're going to hear more about it this Saturday. So until then, people, take care of yourself.
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan. Somebody's asking why they put it there. Okay, I think what happened, the One Legal Jamaica Defense Foundation had us to get somewhere to have the petition to be signed, and change.org is the best place to put it. But do not donate over there.
Yeah, Dorothy saying the document tell you to pay. I don't think it says donate, but you don't have to donate in order to sign.
No. Because I went in and signed. Other people did. I sent other people went and signed. I sent about three groups. Another 3 groups signed, but then nobody told me that they have to pay for anything. I didn't have to pay for anything, and I signed it.
Right. So, Dorothy, there is a section that says donate, but you don't have to donate in order to sign. No. Remember that you don't have to donate to sign. OT said, click the option to share and said, OT, give us some music, maybe waltz out, please. So, people, Saturday, remember, tune in early because you can't afford to miss the segment that we're going to start with. And that segment is interrogation and interviewing techniques. We're going to show you how to interview politicians and public officials to get information from them. And then we're going to move into different segments, including the cryptocurrency one, where you'll hear a whole bunch of stuff about cryptocurrency, and you can decide if it's right thing for you. And then we have the police stats. You can't miss it, because we're going to show you how they're lying to you about the police statistics. That crime is not going down in Jamaica. It goes sideways. If it not go up, it go sideways, but it's not going down. We're going to show you how them hide the bodies. And when I say hide the bodies, we're talking literal bodies. How them hide the bodies. Dead people. How them hide. Give them different categories so that they don't put them in murder. We're going to show you all of that. And then we're going to talk to you about the taxes, how them promise, the difference between increased taxes and new taxes. We're going to show you the difference between user fees and taxes. We're going to show you all of that. We're going to expose them. And then we're going to talk about the manifestos because, our resident editor, who is Senator Morgan, we're going to call him around to explain all of these things because he said edit the manifesto, and we're assuming that it's the 2020 manifesto. And we're going to play we're going to play where he admitted. He said to Jeffrey Tavares, the gentleman this is on the screen here. Jeffrey Tavares asked him, Senator Morgan, have you read your manifesto? He said, read. I edit the manifesto. I edit the manifesto.
With arrogance.
So we're going to talk about that. And constitutional reform, we're going to show you how they rip you off, people. We're going to show you how they rip you off to take care of them friends. Or them spend up millions and millions and millions for buildings that they don't occupy. They don't have the staff. They have really one mandate, that is constitutional reform. And guess what? Constitutional reform is dying. In fact, constitutional reform, the way the government wants to do it, is dead. Dead. The way they want to do it is dead. Because they want to do it from the top down. They want to tell the people what they... You remember they said you're engaging people. And you heard it from Rosalie Hamilton last week. They've engaged, 12,000 people. Jamaica, almost 3 million people. And they've engaged 12,000 people and said, yes, we have done enough. And people that they engage, they tell them, this is what we're going to do. They didn't go to be receptive to ideas, to listen to what people have to say, to take it back, to have further discussions. No, they said, this is what we want, and we are going to tell them. So we have to talk about all of that. And what else we have to talk about? I think that will be all. But then we have a lot of things that we can talk about. But this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that we're going to talk about on Saturday. And remember, we're going to break it up into segments. So for some periods, we're gonna terminate the broadcast. We're gonna finish the segment, and we're gonna tell you go take a bathroom break, take a lunch break, take a this break, take a that break, a smoke, whatever you do. And then you come back about 15 minutes later. And then it gives me a chance to get up and then move around, so that I don't have to just sit here and and run the risk of any kind of ailment. So people, Trish said, bring back my colleague from the FBI. I'm bringing back the guy that I served with Trish in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East. He's coming not this week, the following Saturday, and he's gonna do a segment on interviewing and interrogation techniques. And he's gonna talk to you about his experience. He's gonna talk to you about how you formulate questions, how you prepare to interview someone, and how you formulate questions, and how you can go from an interview to interrogation. Yeah, so very interesting stuff. And the only place you're going to get that, I don't know it, is right around here. The only place you're going to get something like that, where we have teach you how to interview people. Talk the truth, people. Talk the truth, regardless. Where else you going to go and get people come around and say, listen, I'm going to teach you now how to analyze a subject matter, how to prepare on the subject matter, and how to question somebody on the subject matter. If I can do it, all of us can do it. And that is my fervent hope, that all of us can do it. Because what we need is, them say, one of the best qualities about a leader is to create other leaders.
Yep.
And if I can sit here and ensure that all of you can do the same thing that I'm doing, think how powerful a force will be. Think about that. Think about that.
Mr. Rattigan, before I go, sir, we have to say good night to Mr. and Mrs. Long Distance Fuller, and also, we're gonna fly the plane and signal the Jeep, signal the Jeep by the plane,
See, give the music, Jeffrey has problem. Come in, OT. OT gone.
Yeah,